Hello everyone, welcome to Automation in BeamNG Drive. My name is Tim, and today we have this 1953 van right here for something truly special. It's pretty large on the inside, and my goal is to build a food truck. That is what we're going to do today. In particular, we're building a food truck for the Five Nights at Freddy's Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria, because why not? And also, this is also partially brand dealed with Paddington as well, so we're gonna sell marmalade as well. It's kind of how, like, Subway sells Auntie Anne pretzels for some reason. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And we have our car actually built right now. Specifically, we have the simple stuff, like the chassis, and I want this thing to be special. In particular, I want it to be rear-engined. Not mid-engine, but rear-engine. I'm thinking maybe like 270-something horsepower, possibly a V6 or a V8, I'm not sure. But I want this thing to be fast, but not like stupidly fast. And we're going to shrink it down some, make it a little more blocky at the rear. We're going to widen it at the sides, and this vehicle right here is looking wonderful. Yeah, we'll probably raise it so we get more room on the inside, because this thing is going to need a full-blown makeover if it's going to be a pizza delivery vehicle. We can't just deliver pizza in a normal minivan. No, we can't. And also, I'm also going to make a civilian version for this. We're going to do a 4x4 manual, probably a 6-speed or 5-speed, I'm not sure. I'll decide between them. Open differentials. We're going to put radial utility tires pretty wide at the rear and decently wide at the back. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to widen out the body a lot in order to get actually good looking results for this, because I want relatively wide tires on this thing. Okay, those tires are a bit too big, so let's make them a bit smaller so we can actually fit wide tires back here. Yeah, 250s in the rear, probably not that bad. And now, let's see, can we get everything fitting properly? Can we get it all properly? Okay, we're going to make sure the vehicle itself is kind of blunt in appearance. We're going to give it like a fender, kind of, like a more sharp fender. And we're going to make this thing wide because I don't like it when the tire shows through the body. I think that's a terrible look to the vehicle. Yeah, 200s all around is not good. So we're going to widen the rear by a lot, and we're going to widen the entire car as well. And so far, our vehicle's looking pretty good right now. I feel like this is going to be probably one of my best cars I've ever made, specifically the civilian version, not the actual food truck. Carbon ceramics in the front, drums in the rear, and with the civilian version, it's basically going to be a minivan. But it's a rear-engine V6 minivan we're going to be making. And yeah, we're going to give this thing really good aero in order to get good fuel economy. Now, for an interior, I don't know, this is probably only going to have one seat, or it's going to have really small seats or something like that, since this thing is only a one-driver vehicle. And also, the kitchen is going to be where the actual driver area would be. And you know what? We're going to have a cohabitation between the cabin and a kitchen. Electric, we're going to have launch control with electric stabilization. Advanced 2010 safety, we're going to make this a little heavier, more rear focused for the weight, kinda. I just want to see how that affects the vehicle. And air suspension, of course. We're going to put adaptive, active, and okay, that looks like a pickup truck and I don't like it. I want this thing to be kind of low to the ground. I don't want it to be, like, stupidly high up, and I don't want it to be scraping on the ground, because I think the suspension will have to be really stiff if we don't want any bit of it. If we don't want this vehicle to, like, have, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but, yeah, we sold quite a lot. Approximate cost of over $1 million, and, yeah, that's how much power we got. We probably lost some with, you know, the 4x4 or something like that. But yeah, I think this is a pretty neat vehicle. It's definitely a bit too rear heavy. We're going to need to adjust that because we cannot have this thing spinning out on people. This isn't the Porsche 911 Widowmaker. And 16,000 units sold. This is probably one of my best-selling cars I've made, to be honest. And now, I think that we should lightly tune the suspension. And now we're going to design it. I'm going to make this thing rear engine, and it's going to look pretty neat, to be honest. But, yeah, I'm going to put the actual engine cooling vents, one of them, I'm going to put them in the B column, the B pillar. That's where I'm going to put them. We're going to give this thing a dual exhaust, similar to my Hyundai Santa Fe. We're going to give it a front latch to open the rear, to open the front. We're going to give it this window for serving food. That's for, like, if people walk up to the vehicle. But if your order takes time, we're probably going to add a secondary window on, like, a conveyor belt or something like that, like a really slow one. We're going to add these door panels that kind of look like kitchen shelves. And this vehicle right here is just, I think it's lovely. We're going to continue on with the vehicle by speeding up our construction progress. And this right here, I decided that we're going to do a bit of a unique sunroof design. We're going to put 2 on each side in the front and 2 on each side in the back. And of course we need our storage containers, an emergency latch, and some ladders to the roof because I think that's kind of cool. I'm positioning the cameras, getting the lights set up, some front vents, the name of the actual car itself, and then the color, which I decided on this semi-matte copper right here. And thing is, I wanted to put pictures of Paddington and Freddy Fazbear on the side, but unfortunately, Automation will not let me import images into the game, so I had to use some of the pre-made badges and label them so people actually know what they are. And now, we're going to call it the Quo Musso, and this specific trim of the vehicle is called the Fazbear Paddington Food Truck, and then that's probably all for the name. And now, we're in BeamNG Drive. This is the food truck version. That right there is the civilian version right there, the one that looks like a normal minivan. We have our fridge back there, our belt to send food out the rear, and we have a little storage room back there. It's pretty nice and lovely. The civilian version, on the other hand, is different. It's orange with blue, it has copper trim basically everywhere in it. I think it's a pretty nice minivan, to be honest. And one of the best things about it, it's rear-engined, so it's pretty fun. And that right there, let me explain it. I chose the ancient Assyrian lion-looking thing to be Paddington, because why not? The griffin thing I chose to be Fazbear, because why not? And William Afton is fighting against the evil that he created. I'm not entirely sure about the FNAF lore, if I was completely wrong on that. Tell me in the comments if I was completely wrong about William Afton fighting Fazbear. And now, we're going to do a lap around the track, and we're going to do it against another car, and yeah, the sound right here isn't as corrupted as in, like, the other videos, and our goal, we're going to do 1 lap, just one, just to see how well this thing handles, and let me say it, for this thing being rear-engined, it actually handles quite phenomenally right here, and we're going to do the shorter loop right here. And, oh, no. Yeah, we are definitely swaying. So, yeah, it does handle well in some parts and under some conditions. But right now, it is not handling that well. Oh, no. Okay, we hit the rear, but don't worry. We're still perfectly fine. It's not like it hit our steering, which happened in the limousine video. We hit the steering a couple times, and this thing became... And it became very hard to steer that vehicle. And this thing right here, it's significantly lighter, so it's definitely a lot easier to handle and a lot easier to control. And, okay, we cannot go too fast into that wall. If we do, we're going to total the thing. Because we would probably bend the chassis, ruin the steering, and all that. I don't know. But yeah, we're definitely losing, and... Okay, it looks to be that we're going to be doing probably a 1 minute 20-something second lap right here. And let's see. Okay, We passed the line at 93 miles per hour, and, oh, we did pretty good with 1 minute and 31 seconds. And now let's go to the countryside where we can truly test this thing's potential. For reference on just how small this vehicle is, that is my turbine thrasher right next to it, which is, I want to say about 17.5 feet long, or something like that. This vehicle is so much shorter, and also slower, but it handles better at low speed. It handles better at high speeds than the turbine thrasher, which at a high enough speed is literally uncontrollable. And let me say something. For something with 275 horsepower, this thing is ridiculously fast. Like, it definitely picks up in speed if you floor it. And, oh, thank goodness we were not in the civilian version, because, we would have killed someone if we were. And, okay, I really do like the brake lights on this. I think they're wonderful. For now on, I'm probably going to use that particular design language for my brake lights in my car, because I think they're wonderful. Building the brake lights from scratch is just something that I think is really cool. And we're going to keep going. And let's see, which road should we go down? Okay, well, let's not go down that one. And oh, we're bouncing quite a lot. We don't want the pizzas to get damaged, or the sandwiches and stuff like that. And my goal for this, just test how good it handles on these back roads. And let's see, so far we're going about 80. This thing is not having any trouble whatsoever staying in a straight line or handling. Okay, we're going over 100 down this hill, and oh no. I think the driver is probably dead. So, nah, he's not. We just reset the vehicle, and you know what? Resetting the vehicle always brings the driver back from the dead in this game. That's the thing, the driver will never die unless you have a reset button. We want to cross that bridge pretty quickly, not getting any time to admire the river, which I've seen about 1,000 times. I don't need to admire that river. And, okay, I just enjoy going down these roads really fast. We're going over almost 100. Now we're going slower because there was a turn. But yeah, looks like there's the same river down there. And ooh, another bridge. Nice. We got to cross over a river again. That was lovely. Now we're at the counter side window. And from in here, the vehicle looks super empty, and oh no. Why do we keep crashing into objects like that? Just why? This thing handles well. It's not like this vehicle's uncontrollable like the 1970s Porsche 911 Turbo, which was nicknamed the Widowmaker. It's not like this vehicle is the same thing. No, this thing is like that, but significantly more refined and not turbocharged, so there's no chance for turbo lag. And also, the fact that we're going this fast in a minivan with the aerodynamics of a block of cheese is pretty nice. And oh, it is, okay, it does pretty good, and oh my. This thing is definitely holding up really well if it's hitting all these walls at such speed. And okay, we hit the guardrail. It's not nice, but at least we're still alive. And oh, the bus stop, and oh, that is not good. But you know what? Let's check on the inside. Oh well, we're still alive, and now that I think about it, let's go somewhere new. Now, we're down by the dock, which is an area I've never been to in this entire map, and my idea is that since there's houses around here, there'll be people who will want to buy our marmalade pizzas and stuff like that. So, let's just wait down here and see if anyone actually does want to buy our stuff, because if they do, we're gonna make a lot of money. Oh, you hear that? Did you hear it? Yeah, that's a turbine thrasher. Turns out, me turning on traffic in this game, in this particular map, every car spawned as a turbine thrasher. Every single one. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I think it, because that is the only car I've heard, and Ooh, it's a green one. I've never seen my turbine thrasher in that color. And you know what? They were nearby. We heard them. So we're going to stop them and basically force them to get... We're going to force them to get food, essentially. And now, I think we should start our altercation. Hello, welcome to Paddington Fazbear's food truck. What would you like? Okay, why aren't you getting anything? Seriously, you need to order something and stop being ungrateful. We don't put marmalade instead of marinara in our pizzas. No, it's normal pizza with a marmalade sandwich side. And, oh, that ungrateful bastard just drove away. You know what? Let's chase him. Let's stalk him. Because why not? He didn't buy our food, so let's get revenge. Yeah, let's destroy his car and total ours in the process. And I'm gonna give you a little question. Am I going to help him? Answer A is yes, answer B is no. If you guessed B, you're correct. I'm not gonna help him at all. And I think he is still following us. I think he's going down a particular road, but I think about it, let's test this thing's true off-road capabilities, because this thing does have a 4x4 in it, and it makes about 280-something pound-feet of torque, which is pretty darn good for a V6, a 3.2-liter V6, and it's going up the hills pretty nice. Has utility tires, not even off-road tires. And I think utility tires are just good off-road in general because they have, like, a relatively large area. And, oh, I hear another turbine thrasher. Let's see. What is it? What is this turbine thrasher? Ooh, it's a gray one. Let's stalk them now. Ooh, yeah. Oh, they're going down this road. That doesn't mean we still can't follow them. They're gonna run out of gas long before we run out of gas. Because this thing, 40 miles to the gallon. And okay, we're right here, casually stalking them. And let me activate my megaphone. Buy our food, now! Buy it! And also, I stopped. I just wanted to see just how fast this thing accelerates, and it is pretty darn fast for what it is. This thing has about as much power as my car. Now we're gonna test its 0 to 60 on asphalt. Oh my. Oh my. We're already at 60 and it's been like less than 5 seconds. This thing is pretty darn fast, and okay, something I'm gonna do? Don't try this at home. Do not try this at home. Yeah, we're gonna tailgate them. Basically, our goal, force them and try to push them into a ditch so they have no choice but to buy our food. Because if they buy our food, we'll help them in return. It's a really, really dumb idea that's probably not gonna work since, you know, they probably have a cell phone. After all, if they can afford a turbine thrasher, they can afford a cell phone. So they're probably gonna call 911 because we're stalking them. And you know what? No. They want to get away from us? Are they really trying to get away from us? How dare you? Oh, we bumped into them? Oh, they're flooring it. No, they're not flooring it, but they were. It sounded like it. Okay, you really think you're gonna get away from us that easily? No. We'll crash your car into a ditch. Let me say this, buying our food wasn't a choice. You're going to do it. We spawned you into existence. At least be grateful for that. And now, we're just gonna get into a high-speed chase. Okay, they corrected themselves and they're rightfully running away as fast as they can. Okay, that's not as fast as they can. I've driven that thing. It goes so much faster than what they're doing. There! Take that! Yeah, that's your punishment for not buying a marmalade pizza. That's your punishment. And you know what? I think that's totally fair punishment. Like, you know, $100,000 in rear bumper damage, you know, for not buying $10 worth of food. Yeah, I think that's totally fair and justified. you need to buy our food, or we will do burnouts right behind you so that the smoke gets into your engine and suffocates it. That is what our plan is right now. I wonder if we can, I wonder if we can make it think that his car is on fire. Oh, he's not, he didn't fall for it. He just disappeared. And now that I think about it, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna try and get back to normal society. And on my way back, I saw another turbine thrasher. This time it was yellow. Since their car is yellow, and yellow is my second favorite color, I have some respect for them. So I decided, you know what? Since you have a yellow car, I'm gonna respect your privacy and your personal space. I'll leave you alone and won't force you to buy my food. Oh, I found another one. This time a gray one. Oh. Okay, and this time our altercation isn't just chasing them. No. We're gonna physically attack them into buying our food. Yeah, I'm gonna jump on your car until you buy some food. If you don't buy some food, I don't know, I'll set your car on fire or something like that. Get out of the car and buy it. Buy our marmalade pizzas. Fazbear's Pizzeria is gonna go bankrupt if you don't do that. That is solely the reason why I built this truck. I built this food truck so that they don't go bankrupt. Oh, you really think you can get away with us by shoving us? No, we're gonna go here. In fact, I'm probably gonna try and figure out how to ram into you some more. Okay, and yeah, you're not doing anything, and okay, hopefully that damaged your steering enough that you cannot correct yourself. Hopefully you are immobilized now. Hopefully, your reverse gear is broken. I really want it to be, because you're gonna stay here until the end of time. And now, let's just leave them to die. Yeah, I know that sounds gruesome, but they didn't buy our food. Think about that. Think they did not buy our food. That is so rude of them. So it's kind of fair if you really think about it. Oh, yeah. Now, you know what? Since we just drove by a church, I kind of feel bad for that guy. Because, after all, what we did was not very Christ-like. And, you know what? I decided, let's do a more passive approach to the whole getting people to buy our food thing. Let's stop at this gas station and park for a little bit. Let's just wait for everyone to just think, oh, that bronze-colored minivan food truck is pretty cool. Now we just wait.
Eventually.
It has been so long. I've been sitting here for such a long time. Not a single person has come to stop by and check out our food. For all we know, marmalade pizza might be the most delicious thing ever. And you know what? Now that I think about it, is this car even compatible with this gas station? Yes, it is. That's actually pretty nice. I'm not even gonna lie. And now, transition. Our first drag race opponent is none other than our V12 F1 minivan that I made a very long time ago. Yeah, that one is who we're gonna go against first. And go! As you can see, we were a whole lot slower than them, just kind of embarrassing. We were like a whole 3 seconds slower than them, but hey, they have like 700 horsepower. We have 275. And on to the next opponent. Our next opponent right here is the Lunatic Lagonda, but painted in white, because the game made a serious mistake. Also, this vehicle took like 40 seconds to actually line up. And let's go! They were only about, I want to say, like, a little over half a second faster than us, which is pretty good, but also, these vehicles are comparable in power and kind of in weight to some extent, because that thing is a 70s engine. This thing is a new one. Our third opponent is our crash bucket cycle car. And now, let's go! They were a little over 3 seconds faster than us, and 150 is their trap speed, which is pretty darn good if I say so myself, because that thing was designed to be as cheap as possible, so aerodynamics isn't that great. Our fourth opponent is the Darsana Emperor, which was from the last video, and we're gonna be ready, and let's see. Go! Despite weighing about 8,000 pounds, the Darsana Emperor did put up a pretty good fight with us, and managed to keep up with us for a pretty decent amount of the race, and it was not a bad opponent, despite being about half a second slower. And now, our final boss, the Turbine Thrasher. Is the Turbine Thrasher slower than the Freddy Fazbear Paddington food truck? Let's see. Obviously, the answer is no. It was no from the very beginning. The Turbine Thrasher is obviously faster. It pulled a 6.6 second quarter mile and a 250 mile per hour top speed for its trap speed. And yeah, I think it's safe to say that the Turbine Thrasher absolutely demolished the food truck. And now, let's go test out the food truck's top speed in the grid map, because I'm curious about that. Now, we have this bad boy in all-wheel drive sport mode, and we're already at 80. Oh, okay, we're at 90 now, and we're going to be at 100 right now. And let me say this thing is not a joke. This thing is genuinely quick, but in the low gear range. After a certain point, it struggles to gain any more speed, and yeah, it is right now. And oh boy, you know what, I'm just gonna speed this up some so we can actually reach our top speed more quickly in a timely manner. And well, our truck is doing pretty good with accelerating, and we're almost at about as fast as it will go. So far, we're at 153, and I don't think it's going to go any faster than this. I think it is at its absolute limits, because 275 horsepower is only going to get you so far, and especially in something as aerodynamic as this, which isn't the most aerodynamic thing. And you know what? I think this is a wonderful vehicle that is just truly awesome. It's a food truck that's sporty, it's rear-engined, not mid-engined, and get this, it comes to a stop pretty good, and it has really cool brake lights, I'll admit that. And now, I think it's about time to end the video, the old-fashioned way, a way that is tradition. That's right, driving it into the ocean, because no Tim2716 Automation BeamNG Drive video can be complete without this. Maybe except for like some of the very, very, very oldest ones, but still. And you know what? If you enjoyed this video, highly recommend you check out the previous one, or maybe some of the lesser viewed ones. And oh, we're stuck on a rock right now. I hate when this happens. Anyway, let's go up this hill and get into the water. Hope to see you next time. Bye!